Alright, so I'm doing this as my first video because I just kind of started YouTube, and so a suggestion that I've heard from a lot of YouTubers is if you're trying to start, to use a tag. So I'm going to do the 15 weird facts about you tag. So I'm just going to answer 15 kind of strange questions about myself. Some of them I was just like, huh? When I was reading them, because it's just like, I don't really know if I want to tell people that about myself, but I don't know. So I'll do it anyways. The first one is, what's a nickname only your family calls you? And there's not really that many because a lot of my friends have been around me with my family, so if there's something that they call me, then everyone will just start calling me that. But the one that mostly just sticks with my family is Gab. I don't know, it's the shortest version of my name, I guess, if they need to call me a lot. The second question is, what's a weird habit of yours? And mine is shaking my legs. I just, I'll be sitting in the car, and I'll just kind of start bouncing my leg up and down, and I guess that it shakes the entire car, because my parents will be sitting in the front seat, and they'll be like, Gabby, stop! And I'm just like, what? And they're like, stop shaking the car! And so, and sitting in a booth, they can feel it. It's just, a lot of people get really annoyed by it, and I get annoyed that they get annoyed because I don't like to stop doing it. I don't know. The third question is, do you have any weird phobias? And I don't really have any weird phobias. I guess I'm kind of afraid of, bugs and stuff. I mean, I don't want them touching me. And, when I was younger, I was, really afraid of them. If there was a bug on a page in a book, which for some reason happens a lot in, alphabet books and things, B is for bumblebee, A is for ants or anteater or whatever. And I would just get so grossed out if there were bugs on my books and things like that. And one time I was just sitting there reading a book when I was in, 5th grade, and a spider, jumped onto my book, and I slapped it closed, and I did not open that book for, 3 years. So, I'm not even kidding. That just, it creeped me out. I was so scared that I was going to open it and find a dead spider in that book. You have no idea. The fourth question is, what's a song you secretly love to blast and belt out when you're alone? And mine is I'm Not a Vampire by Falling in Reverse. And I listen to a lot of different kinds of music, but there's just something about that song. It's just funny. The fifth question is, what's one of your biggest pet peeves? And biggest pet peeves are kind of supposed to be about little habits that others have, but I don't really have one of those, I guess. But it really annoys me when people jump to conclusions about people or judge them really harshly, without knowing the entire situation. Someone will, people who are really, really, really against something like gay marriage. It's why do you care so much? As soon as the topic is brought up, they have to be in the conversation. It's this is wrong, blah, 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 blah. Or they really want to push it on you. And, as soon as the topic is brought up, it's people shouldn't be so against gay marriage, blah, 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 blah. This is all silly. It's I mean, personally, I am all for gay marriage. But, either way, you don't really need to judge people, you know? It's why does your opinion matter in whether they want to get married? And, why does your opinion matter what someone eats or what someone wears? Your opinion doesn't really matter to me. It probably doesn't matter to them. So it's when you jump in on something like that, it just kind of annoys me, you know? So the sixth question is, what's one of your nervous habits? And some people think that when I shake my leg, like I mentioned earlier, that they always ask me, are you nervous? I'm like, no, why? And they just say, oh, because you're shaking. I'm like, meh, that's just one of the things I do. So I guess kind of looking down is maybe one of my nervous habits, because I've done that a lot in this video. And people think that when I smile, it means I'm telling a lie or that I'm nervous, but I really just can't stop smiling. I mean, I'm not that happy of a person. I'm not like crazy happy, like happy all the time or anything. I've just always kind of thought you smile and it'll make the people around you happy. And if the people around me happy, then it just kind of makes me happier, you know? It's like take off a little bit of the stress in other people's lives and a little bit of your stress will be relieved. So I guess that's kind of a nervous habit. The 7th question is, what side of the bed do you sleep on? And I'm sitting on the left right now, and I always sleep on the left. I sit on the left when I'm in other people's houses. Like, sometimes if they're sitting on the left side of their bed or something, I just won't sit down. Just like, alright, I don't really need to be on the bed that badly. There's just something about the left side of the bed. Just, at least in my own room, I have to have the left side. If other people sleep in it, no. Just no. The 8th question is, what was your first stuffed animal and its name? And I don't really know about my first stuffed animal, but a stuffed animal that I can remember really well, having as like when I was 5 years old maybe, and I think it's still around the house somewhere, is this little bear named Alor. And she wore like a purple outfit, I guess. She had little flowers on her arms, and yeah, I don't know, she's just like a bear. That's all I can really remember about her. Number 9, sorry, is, what's the drink you always order at Starbucks? And for me, I'm not really a big Starbucks person or coffee person. I guess some people are like, they need to have their coffee, but I don't really need coffee. So mine is just strawberries and cream. It's just the smoothie thing. I don't know. What is the beauty rule you preach but never actually practice? Is number 10. And I don't really preach things that often. I don't think. No one's ever been like, hey, stop preaching to me, or anything like that. So, I don't really think that I preach anything. I'm not really big on, like, beauty rules or beauty products. I'm not even wearing any makeup in my very first YouTube video. That's going to be a common thing, so get used to it. I don't wear makeup. And, yeah. Which way do you face in the shower? I usually face towards the window. There's like a window in my bathroom. It's not like, you can't actually see in through it. That'd be kind of creepy. But it's like, I guess a hazed over window, you might call it. Or like there's texture on it, kind of, you know? So you can't really see through it, but it goes to the outside. And I'm also on the 2nd floor, so you can't really see in. It's like up here, window, so it's like, yeah, can't really see in or anything. I just face towards the window because that's like where my shelf with all my stuff is, and just like where the light's coming from usually, because I take showers in the daytime. I don't know. Anyways, number 12 is, do you have any weird body skills? And that's kind of a weirdly worded question. My mind went to strange places when I read that. I'm not really double jointed, not that flexible or anything like that, I guess is what they're kind of asking. But I do have a hitchhiker's thumb, where it curves. I've been told that that's strange or even gross sometimes. So, yeah. Number 13 is, what's your favorite comfort food that's bad but you eat it anyways? And, I guess everything. I don't eat that healthy most of the time. I'm vegetarian, but, like, that doesn't mean that I just eat vegetables. I mean, I'm not always unhealthy. Like, I eat apples and fruits and, you know, things, but I don't know. There's a lot of junk food in my house. I guess one of my favorites would be Nutella. And I also like Oreos, but usually if those are in the house, they disappear like that. Yeah, like that. Because I have a lot of siblings and they eat them, and just people are always in and out of my house, and food does not last that long. Number 14. What's a phrase or exclamation you always say? And I chose to use my comeback for everything, even if someone's not insulting me, which is pretty much you too. So like if someone says, ew, this apple is rotten, I say, you're rotten. If someone says, you're ugly, I say, you're ugly. If someone says, it's really hot out today, I say, you're really hot out today. And a lot of times these things don't really make sense, but occasionally they will make sense. Like, one time someone said, this is a rotten banana, and I said, you're a rotten banana. And everybody laughed, and I was like, hey, that was pretty funny. But if someone's like, it smells really bad in here, I'm like, you smell really bad in here. People are like, what? I was like, I don't know, sorry. So number 15, the last question, is time to sleep. What are you actually wearing? And that's a funny question because right now it's almost time to go to sleep. And I am still wearing jean shorts and t-shirt. And I guess for this question it really depends how tired I am. Right now I'm not that tired, so after this video I'm probably going to go put on pajamas. But if I was really, really tired, like when I'm just getting home from something really late at night, like if I've been to a concert or something really cool like that, I will just lay down in my bed and be like, ugh, I am going to sleep now. That is all. I can't even handle anything else today. And so, yeah, it really depends. So that's everything. I hope that if you actually watched all of it, you learned some stuff about me, or maybe you didn't. It doesn't really matter to me. Well,